Hi everyone, I'm Mike and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be substituting a set of old tent poles I have that are broken in one spot with a set of new pair that I got off Amazon. Now they're not going to fit. I'm going to have to cut them down to size to fit, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to make a video and take you guys along with me. Here is the old poles I have, and you can see where they're broke. And I fixed them the best I could. It held out. It still works if I need to use it, but the ones I got off Amazon are these type here, the aluminum alloy, and there's 8 segments in here and there's only 5 segments in here. So I got plenty to work with. We'll see how it goes. Come along with me, guys. Okay, first step. I'm going to pull out that insert from the end. I'm going to cut the shock cord. The only thing I hate about this, put that insert aside someplace where you know it's safe. When I let go of this, I'm not sure what's going to happen. She might be, there you go, like a rubber band. Here's my other end. Since it's wound up a little bit, I still have a little tension, but that's okay. I'm going to cut that at that knot, and then she should just fling on through. There she goes. Set that end aside. Those will be the inserts after you cut it to size. All right, 1, 2. This is your pole. You usually have 1 or 2 of these that have no end because they have to flip over from one side of the poles to the other. Get these all separated. All right, take your shock cord and put it aside for now. You're going to use it at the end to run it back through your pipes. And there's the other one. Okay. As you can see, that one just has 1. Now I need 5. I'm going to separate these. I'm going to mark them, show you how to cut one using a Dremel tool, then run the shock cord back through and show you the finished product. Here are the 5 segments I will need to replace my existing fiberglass bivy pole. What I've done is to show you exactly how it will be laid out. Here is the end with a pole with an insert end. That end will go over here and so on. That end will go over here. That end will go over here. Now your last pole has to be the pole without any insert ends, because if you had this end over here, you wouldn't have any place to put the end that goes into your loop on your bivy or your tent. I wanted to show this because some people are visual like I am, and your cord will run just like this, like an S, and this is how it'll be when it's folded up. What I'm going to do is measure each one precisely. Here's my marker that I'm going to do so with. Then I'll come back and show you how I'm going to cut them with my Dremel. Okay, now you can see I have my first piece of tent pole ready to roll. But what I've done here, about 1 inch down from my actual cut that I need, I have a practice cut. Well, not a practice cut, but a starter cut, and I'll tell you why. If you take your Dremel, if you use a Dremel, you can probably use a hacksaw, but I wanted to use a Dremel. If you take your Dremel and go like this on your first cut, you're not going to get a straight cut because the body of your Dremel is going to hit the pole. So what I'm going to do is go about 1 inch down. This is the first cut that I'll cut at an angle, which I do not mind. And then when the rest of the pole is going, I'll be able to line up my Dremel and get a straight, nice cut on that pole. As always, guys, when you do this kind of things, I really recommend make sure you have proper eyewear and hearing protection. There you go. See, I wouldn't want that to be my official cut because it's not even. Also, when I get done, I have an extension for this, and I'll sand any burrs off because I don't want those cutting my shock cord every time I fold this up. Now, when I cut this, I could go perfectly straight and cut through. I recommend take your time, go slow. We're not in a rush. And there you go, guys. That is a lot better cut. I'm going to go over that with my tool to get off the burrs, and I'm going to do that for the rest of the pipes. I'll save you the noise and I'll show you the completed project. Also, guys, I recommend using a pair of gloves while doing this because the Dremel and your aluminum tent poles will get hot. Okay, after making all your cuts, I took the little sanding tool, which I'm sure you saw already, and what that did was took the burrs off the outside and off the top. Now I put another attachment on. It's just a cone attachment. I'm just going to make sure and go lightly on the inside, make sure there's no little burrs left on each of the pipes, just so it doesn't start to fray or actually cut the shock cord. And you just want to go light. And that's it. There's not much to it, guys. Let the tool do the work. You don't have to force it. I'll do the rest of the poles and I'll run the shock cord. Now, as you can see, all the pieces are cut. The shock cord's ready to go. It's already tied off, and we're going to take it through. If I go a little slow during this, I'll speed it up. Just make sure you have all your pipes or your poles the way they line up, or otherwise you will have to start over. So I'm going to pull this through. Get your end in, get your knot through, and pull. Now, this end will connect here, so that's where we want to go next. It's pretty easy, straightforward once you get it through. Keep going. This end will connect here. I probably should have cut that so it's not frayed. Through the other side, just pull. This will connect here. And this little skill comes in handy because we all have tents or bivvies or something we like that is either discontinued or it's hard to find parts for. There's no way I'm going to be able to find the tent pole for this specific bivvy I have, so I was going to make my own. Now, we're going to tighten it all up. Connect. I know it's going to be off camera, but I will show you how I'm going to finish the end. And I don't see any burrs or feel any burrs, and everything's going together rather well. Done. Now I have my shortened pole, which will work in my bivvy. And as you can see, I've got a truckload of extra shock cord, which I will be saving. Let me grab my scissors. Now I'd much rather cut a little bit more than I need so I can have it going inside. So I'm going to make it about, let's see, I want it when it pulls in taut, I want it to be about there. So that's where I want my knot. So when it pulls in, I'm hoping this is in frame. So when I pull this, let's show. When I pull it out to unfold it, it'll pull back in where this will sink. I'm going to give it an extra inch. So I got something to play with. I'm going to cut. Take that through. Just like that. I'm going to do a real simple little knot. Pull it through like so. Take both pieces. Of course, it's not going to go up right. Take that back through. You want to tighten this extremely tight because you want that knot small enough to go in there. The shock cord will give. Keep a balance on it, because if you have that cut near the top, every time you extend your poles, that little knot is going to come out. And there we go, guys. Completed. Let's take her apart. Now I have my custom tent pole set that I've made for my vintage bivvy where the poles are no longer made. So there you go. It didn't turn out that bad. Took a little while longer than I thought it would, but overall I'm very happy with it. I turned this mess, they're probably like 30 years old, into this, which is a lot more compact, a lot more compatible. I'm going to do the same thing to the upper tent poles which go around the head of that tent, but I'm not going to make a video of that. It's going to be the exact same steps, and it worked out pretty good. So thanks for coming along, guys. Remember, please like, share, and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you soon.